You go shopping or online shopping with this screenshot in mind, with all these images. And so you've already decided who this person is, who you want to be. And it makes it easier to shop because you are referring to that at every turn when you are looking at something. Is that girl? No, she wouldn't wear that flare jean. Is that girl? No, she wouldn't wear rips in her jean. Would she wear that beautiful sheer top? Probably not. That doesn't make sense for her boho story. So you're really starting to piece together who this new person is that you're wanting to channel. If it doesn't tie in with the mood board, it's probably not right for what you're going for. It helps keep you right on track. I personally find that finding things online is easier because you could simply type into your search. Let's say, for example, you have found that your story has become white boho style. So the next thing you will do is key that into your search engine, and then you will find a bunch of options that will be available from many, many, many companies. Click on the shopping tab and start to find the ones that speak to you. There are so many filters you can add to that, and then it starts to really whittle down until you've found the kind of vibe you're going for. Click on those and purchase 2 sizes. This is the important part. I always buy 2 sizes of everything that I like. It arrives, you are trying everything on, even if you try on, let's say, for example, that perfect boho dress and it fits beautifully. However, you try on the next size up that you purchase or the next size down that you purchase, and you realize that, no, that's my actual size. That's why you're buying 2. Please always go for 2 sizes. Let's say, for example, you want to go for a simple department store website to make it easier for yourself. A Nordstrom, a Macy's, a Neiman's, whichever is your preference. Go through their new arrivals, first and foremost, and just work your way through. There's a bunch of pages, I know, but it's worth the effort. Select the items you want, add them all to your bag, even if it's popping up at $50,000. It's fine. We're going to edit down, just like you did with your mood board. You're going to put everything in your bag that you're loving, and then you're going to edit down. So click, 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 bag, and then you go to your bag when you think you've found everything that you want to find. And then you start to go back through there and remove items until you finally whittle down what you wanted all along, which was your new aesthetic you already found, and now you're purchasing that new aesthetic. Online shopping is wonderful when you are looking for something specific because you can put in so many keywords, like something so obscure. Let's say a pink dress with blue buttons, satin finish, lace trim, lamb leg sleeve. Like, you can go so crazy specific and you'll probably find that thing or something very darn close to that thing. You want a perfect pair of, let's say, for example, skinny jeans in a stone wash that's high-waisted. You will key those words into a search engine and there will be a bunch of options available for you. You can even break it down into brand. You can add in filters. So once that list has popped up or those pictures have popped up in your shopping section of your search, you can find a certain kind of brand. You can put if you want it to be stretch. You can put it if you want to be raw denim. You can put if you want it to be salvage. So that's why if you're looking for something super, super specific, you can get it online probably a lot easier than trawling around a mall for 3.5 hours desperately trying to find that thing. I do think that if you are wanting to find a new look in general, a department store is a great place to start. They have many brands within a department store. If you find that one section of the department store does not have what you need, there's probably something a stone's throw away that will have something that you need. So you're able to tackle as many brands within a very short space of time as possible. It's a wonderful resource. When you are shopping, if you choose to go to a department store, I know it can be so super overwhelming. However, they are actually broken up into categories. And so when you walk into that store, there's usually an information section. If not, there will be somebody you can ask, a sales associate. So ask that sales associate where that thing is that you're looking for, whether it be shoes, handbags, young contemporary, whatever, and stick to that department. And then once you're done and once you've exhausted that department, then move on to the next. And again, get a sales associate's help to find that department that you need. If you really want to make the most of your shopping experience, don't limit yourself by, for example, if you are male only shopping in the menswear section, or if you're female only shopping in the women's wear section, pop over to the other section. You never know, you might find something wonderful in that section. So much of my outerwear is women's outerwear, and you would never know that. So much of what Alexa Chung, one of the most stylish women in the world, is wearing is from a menswear department. Don't be ashamed to just cross over that aisle and just browse through. You may find that something catches your eye that you would never have found if you had stuck with the department that was supposedly yours. Also, be sure to use mannequins as a great resource. And then you look around the stores and you see that there are so many mannequins that kind of have that vibe that you're looking for. Sometimes it's so much easier to just say, that's the girl that I want to be. I would like to buy that, and that off that mannequin. Sales associate, can you please help me? Those sales associates often are bored. I was a sales associate for years. I was bored. I would have loved for somebody to have said, can you please help me find that exact outfit from that mannequin? It makes it so much easier for you to be able to have that visual reference to say, I know that that's my vibe. Let's take every one of those pieces. Sales associates are an untapped resource. They are trained usually by the company to know exactly what is available. They may not know everything, but they will know roughly what's available in their store. They are desperately wanting to talk to somebody, to actually get to express who they are, the skill set that they have. And so ask them, talk to them. They're really nice, I promise. Ask them for help. And even if you want some completely new inspo, if you say, I've tried this dress on, I love this dress. Is there anything that you've got that's a similar vibe to this? Maybe it comes in a shirt version or a skirt version or something else that really fits in with this aesthetic. They will be there to help you, I promise. Also, within a department store, they often have a personal shopper, and there's a common misconception that personal shoppers cost a lot of money, that you have to spend a certain amount of money to be able to work with them. That's usually not the case. Almost every major American department store has a personal shopper service where you do not need to pay them a certain fee. You do not need to spend a certain amount of money. They are helping you in the hopes that you will find things that you will love, and then you'll purchase those. But if you don't, there's no commitment at all. And so use them. They are stylists. They are in-store stylists who are there to help you. Everyone I know, even if they work in my industry, we're all on the search for that perfect pair of jeans. The thing that I swear by is this. If you are buying jeans, please, just trust me when I say buy in person. Go retail, not e-tail. If you've already bought those jeans before, you know what they fit like, you know that brand, you know that size, and you haven't fluctuated in your weight, go for it, right? Reorder that jean online, fine. But if you are going for a brand for the first time, you are trying out a new style of jean, a new fit of jean, a new color, whatever, go check it out in real life. I want you to take at least the size you think you are and the size above, and then possibly even a size below into the fitting room with you. Try the one that you think you are, even if it feels like it fits. Try the one above, try the one below. Try all three on and then decide which one is the best fit for me. The reason why I suggest trying on jeans in person is because the way a pair of jeans fits really does affect how you feel about your look. Everything else can be slightly oversized or can be intentional. Let's say, for example, if the sleeve's slightly too big on a dress or the waist is slightly too big on a blazer, you can pass it off as the look. But if a pair of jeans just isn't fitting you right, you're gonna feel uncomfortable all day. There's different kinds of fits, different kind of stitching, different kind of stretch. There are so many things that will affect how you feel in your jeans. It's just better off going and checking them out in person. As far as I'm concerned, spending a crazy amount of money on jeans is nuts. I never have done it. I've never actually spent more than $100 on a pair of jeans. I see it as completely unnecessary. Sometimes like a slightly looser fit, sometimes I like a slightly bigger fit, sometimes I'll go for a tapered jean or a slim jean or a skinny jean. And so my denim habits always change slightly. I'm not about to drop $500 on a pair of jeans. If you feel like you need to, so be it. You just don't have to. I just need you to go into a store and try sizes on. So I started my own businesses, and when you start a new business, you don't have a lot of disposable income. I was struggling for cash, but I still wanted to look my very best. So I would go window shopping at fancy stores that had designer product, and I would find that one trend amongst a few of them that I thought, that's my vibe, that fits in with who I am. But I'm purely window shopping. That's going to max out my credit card. Definitely not doing that. I just want to see what's available. And then online, I will go home and find versions of that are a lot more accessible for me and my budget. And so window shopping is a dream. You have to be disciplined though. Leave your credit card at home. Take with you whatever money you need to get there, get home, maybe get a coffee, but do not buy those products if you know that you can't afford it or you're going to be paying it off the next 6 months. That's nuts. Instead, you're looking for inspiration only. A common misconception is that you can't find decent clothes at supermarkets. You could not be more wrong. You absolutely can. You can go to your local supermarket and find the style you're looking for. I promise you that. It doesn't have to be from a mall. It could be from that one destination you're going every day. You just didn't realize it. When you are in that supermarket, be selective about the items you're choosing. If you know, for example, that the hot new trend is oversized white tees and well-fitting sweats, know that that's what you're going there for and do the hunting around to find those items. It doesn't matter that it costs $9 instead of that $270 price tag. If you find something that works for you at the grocery store, go for that. Nobody's going to check your labels. And if they do, they're not your friend. I was able to get clothing from Walmart when I had no money, and I was still able to look stylish. You can too. When you go to a mall, those malls are usually filled with big companies, big brands that can afford that rent. And therefore, they're stores that you will see across the country, they're chain stores. That's wonderful. If you find that that's your vibe, go for that. However, if you are wanting something that is a little more independent, something that feels a little more boutique, and something that probably everybody you know isn't going to be wearing, you can find options. It's just a little bit harder. So do your research online. Find, let's say, for example, influencers do a very, very good job of this. I'm not referring to celebrities, I'm talking about influencers. They usually work with much smaller brands because independent brands can afford those influencers as opposed to a celebrity. And therefore, influencers are working with a smaller, more independent brand. So if you have a blogger in mind, an influencer in mind that you think works with the kind of aesthetic you're looking for, tap on the picture that they posted. They will usually tag the brands that they're working with and look for them online, and a lot of them do have in-store presence also. I love to shop for vintage or thrift. It gives me an opportunity to find something that nobody else is going to be wearing. The fabrics are often somewhat unique because they're vintage. The prints are often somewhat unique because they're vintage. And it just adds an element of a cool characteristic to your wardrobe that you can't get from new. Vintage shopping isn't like regular shopping. You're not thinking, I need this pair of jeans in this fit. I'm going for that kind of suit in this color. You never know what you're going to get. So treat that as exploration, discovery, a way to find something that can really work with your wardrobe. But again, we are going for something that will work with our wardrobe, not something that goes completely against what our style is. Otherwise, you'll get home and not know what to do with that thing. So have a plan in mind that you will go for something that works with your wardrobe, but go with a very open mind to find something fun, unique, interesting with bags of character. I would suggest not going vintage shopping in major cities. The markup is wild. It's so expensive. So if ever you're in a smaller town, try and go for vintage shopping there as opposed to the likes of New York, LA, London, Paris. My husband, he does something that I find insufferable. He will buy the thing that really stands out in a store. He's like a magpie. He'll go for the shiny thing. And then he'll get home and he's like, what the heck was I thinking? I went out for a coat. I went out for an overcoat that would go with everything. Instead, I got a fur-lined, bedazzled buttoned coat because I was so distracted by the glitz in the store and I thought, ooh, that looks fancy. That's what I'm buying? No. When I go shopping, I do this thing that I would like you to start doing. Please, when you go shopping, don't just go for something cute and peppy and flirty. I don't care about those things if they don't work with what I already have. And so when you are shopping for something new, go around, find the pieces that you love and think, will this work with what I already have in my closet? If it doesn't, that means it's probably not your aesthetic and you're not going to wear it because you've got nothing that goes with it. You will have to buy multiple new pieces if you are wanting to really express yourself with that something unique. Put it down, walk away, unless you really are willing to invest in many other pieces to go with this one thing. I don't want to forget this because it's a question I get a lot on my Instagram. There is something that I thought before I got into entertainment and I didn't understand it, and apparently many people don't understand it, so I want to tackle it now real quick. When you see somebody like me or anybody else on a red carpet and you see us living our best life, wearing something fabulous, and when you see us on our Instagram and we're wearing a designer piece, that usually isn't something we have purchased. Don't feel pressure to live in designer because you think, well, I like what Tan wears and he's wearing a designer item, so therefore the only way I can achieve that style is by buying a designer item. No, I have usually been given that product either by the brand to keep or usually to borrow. That's what happens with almost every one of us in this industry. When you see us wearing something on the red carpet, we have borrowed it. We'll be returning it very soon after that event. In our regular lives, we mostly do buy the same kind of things you're buying. We're going to the same stores that you're going to. Our regular life is very different from our public life. Don't be fooled.